Okay, here's the latest project. It's the Bocce Ball court project. Basically, I'm going to put a Bocce Ball court into this area. My Bocce Ball court size is approximately going to be 60 feet by 10 feet wide. I'm going to use these brick pavers to define the outline of the Bocce Ball court and use some artificial turf as this plain surface. It gives it a nice contrast, the green artificial turf to the pavers. Okay, so we just started excavating. I'm gonna excavate out this area. Again, it's probably go about 65 by 15 feet. I have to take out all the soil. I'm gonna go down about 6 inches or so. Then I'm gonna put on some road base, crushed granite, and then the pavers. I'll cement the pavers edging in, and that's how they'll stay in place. Anyway, we'll go through the steps in more detail as we get there. So again, this is the 60 foot by 10 foot Bocce Ball court. Okay, we're at the section of installing the drains. Again, this is basically my court outline, my 10 by 50, 60 feet. 10 by 50 feet, let's just call it 10 by 50. Basically, I have this 3-inch drain line, and protruding out the main sort of center line of this drain are these individual branches, and they'll pop up to small little drains, which will be at basically the level of the playing surface, just a little bit below the level of the playing surface. And that way I have about 10 drains surrounding this entire court to basically just take care of any water that enters the court. So again, I'm really big on drains, need a lot of drains, and we're going to add a couple more branches, then we'll exit this way out the south end, and then we'll come up here and exit out of the north end also, to make sure we have no water. So we're going to bury this drain at this basic level here, and then again we're going to put on top of this class 2 road base. So this will end up being about 3 to 4 inches below the road base grade, and then finally it end up to be about 6 inches below the final grade. Okay, that's the drain pipes. Okay, we're at the stage of putting in drain lines on the Bocce Ball court. Let me pan this up. There we go. Okay. Basically, here's the outline of the court. I finally decided it's going to be 9.5 feet wide and 49 feet in length. And I basically have these drains spaced about every 12 feet. So we got 5 drains on this side, 5 drains on that side, going to nearly the outer edge of the court. They'll sit at grade level eventually, and then we'll put our final surface on top of them so they won't be seen. But again, we have to have drainage. This is a flat plain surface. It'll be DG. DG is not real good about absorbing water, is my observation. So we have these different places on the court, which should be totally flat, to basically pick up water. We have 2 exit ports, one port going out this way to lower levels, and way up here another exit port, or drainage area that the water can go to. Okay, next up we're going to fill this back with dirt, and then we're going to get our class 2 road base, build up a 3-inch road base, because we are putting pavers also. Pavers need about 3 inches of road base and then some sand, so we have to build up the surface back up. Okay, so let's complete the drain here, and let's fill it with dirt, just regular dirt, and then we're going to put road base on top. Okay, we have our road base in. Again, I'm going it's about 3 to 5 inches of road base, because I want the level of the court to equal the level of the patio. Took out a little bit too much dirt. That's okay, we'll build it back up with base and get this level, plus the sand, plus the bricks, approximately equal to the patio level over here. Okay, so the project's rolling along. Just a lot of material to move. We're gonna water this down, tap it down today. Got to remember to get my electrical in there for some lighting. So I'm going to use all low voltage lighting, so I don't have to bury the conduit too far. I will use some conduit for the low voltage lighting just to protect the wires. Okay, so we're rolling pretty good. Let's get this base all in, compacted, smoothed out, and then we're ready for the next step. Okay, I probably forgot to mention, this is, other than the people, this is probably our most valuable tool on the job site, which is a compactor. You gotta compact everything. This is a Harbor Freight, I forget the model number, basically about 500 bucks. But we use it every single day. If you go to rent one of these, in my area, it's about 60 bucks a day. So that would mean about after 8 days, it would be even just to buy it. And again, we have a long ways to go. We're on this project. So again, I recommend buying a compactor, because we compact dirt, we compact road base, we compact sand, we're going to compact DG. It's just, it's the way to go instead of trying to manually tap everything down. Harbor Freight compactor has good reviews. Okay, the cord is rolling. Basically, we are going to put up a sitting wall along this area here, right along here, and then back here we'll also have a sitting wall. So we're building up the sitting wall, and then we're going to fill this whole area here with DG and put in border pavers. We'll get to that a little later. But again, making progress. Initial sitting wall, stackable blocks, probably cement them in a little bit every 4 feet or so. And the court still needs about 4 or 5 yards of DG put on top of here to give me about 3 to 4 inches. Okay, we're still rolling. Okay, let's review where I'm at. Basically, I'm at the stage where I'm ready to put down the DG. So I got about 4 yards of DG out here in the yard. And again, just to review how we got here, we basically first, in this whole area here, we excavated the dirt. We then put in about 3 to 4 inches of road base. We built this wall, which is going to border one side of the bocce ball court, plus some pavers I got to put in. That's all in place. We put in these drains. We got the drains in there. I have about 10 drains on the side to collect the water, get it out of the area. I put in the blocks here. I actually put electrical running up these blocks. Pretty straightforward, just running it up through the blocks. Cemented the blocks in so it's a nice, strong sitting wall. Okay, so what we're going to do today is take this DG, decomposed granite. I'll probably use some 2x4s as guides and then a screed. Try to screed it out all to a level area. Then we'll check the levels, and then probably have to get a little bit more DG, spread it again to get a nice level base. So that's where we're at in the project. Okay, now we're going through the compression of the decomposed granite, the DG. We're compressing it down. Okay, here's the status. Basically got all the DG down. Probably varies from, I'd give it 1.5 to 4 inches, depending on the road base beneath. Now I'm going to put in these large pavers as a border for the court. So we're going to go that whole line of the wall and then come back and do the other side. I do have a transit, which I shoot some lines, got some strings out. So you know, if you want really good levels, everything to be real smooth and not have a fall all over the place, you do have to shoot lines and use a transit or a laser level To me, a transit's good enough. This doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Okay, let's move on. Let's get these pavers in. You'll get more of an out. Okay, the court is starting to take shape. Basically have about 1/2 of the outlining pavers in. These are large 11-inch by 22-inch pavers that I'm putting in. I'm using my Harbor Freight cement mixer to mix 80-pound bags of Mason's mix or Type S mortar, whatever you want to call it. Comes from Home Depot. And anyway, so I had some string lines up, making sure everything's level. And now I've got this other course to go run down this side and the back end side. And the bocce ball court will be at least outlined. Got to do a little bit more work on the drains. And there's a sample of the carpet that we're going to put in, which is basically a golf green artificial turf. So I guess we really shouldn't call it a carpet, call it an artificial turf. Anyway, things are looking good. Just a kind of a foggy day here today. We're making progress, getting stuff done on the bocce ball court. Okay, we've made a lot of progress since the last video. Basically, I have my whole court outlined in these pavers. I put these pavers down over the compressed, decomposed granite. I used a mortar mix about 1 inch thick just to set them in, and they don't look like they're going to move at all. Okay, I still have my drains to deal with. Again, this material out here is DG. This is the plane surface level. I'm going to cut these protruding drains to ground level, put a drain on top, or drain lid on top, and that'll form my drain. Again, we have about 10 of these all around the court, because again, this is a flat plane surface. Water will accumulate in this area, and I don't want any water, so again, we'll collect the water and send it on its way. I also got my big roll of artificial turf. Got that down here also. Again, this is artificial turf, golf green. That's going to be the playing surface, nice green color. It'll look great. And so we're ready to roll as far as only a few more steps to go. Number one, we're going to get a little more DG, spread this out, make it real smooth. I'll use not my motorized tamper, but I'll just use a regular lawn roller for that. We're going to cut these drains down to playing surface level, and then we're going to unroll the carpet. So again, real close to being done here with the bocce ball court. Okay, it's been a little time since I've given a progress report. Basically, the court is really taking shape now. Last couple of steps, I got my carpet here ready to unroll. But before I do that, I just wanted to put in these wall caps over here. So I have these pilasters and sitting walls. I'm mortaring in the caps. So I don't want to get any mortar on the carpet, so let's do that first. Okay. Then I just did the drains. Remember, the drains had these 3-inch pipes sticking out. I cut them off. On top I put a drain, basically ground level. And then I put some duct tape on top temporarily so that we don't get extra decomposed granite or DG in them. So the DG is pretty flat. I'm going to get a lawn roller and roll it out one more time once I'm through with doing the stone work. So again, we're looking really good. Again, a couple more steps and I'm just ready to unroll and cut the carpet. Okay, I unrolled the carpet. I did my initial cut on the carpet. I took out the duct tape I had on top of the drains. So the court is looking pretty good right now. More or less done. Just a couple more small steps. I got to get a carpet kick and kick this edge of the carpet over and make a nice clean cut. That's not going to take very long. Again, I did remove the duct tape off the drain, so the drains are underneath this this carpet. Remember, this whole court here, about 500 square feet, sits about 2 inches below grade, so it will accumulate water. But again, we have 10 drains inside of here, so there's and we have 2 exit ports for the drain, so there's no way we're going to have any major standing water. Okay, everything is pretty much completed. All I got to do again is just a little more trim work, smooth it out one more time, and the court is complete. As far as cost goes, I'd say this project, the court itself is probably about $2,000 just for the carpet and the materials. But if you add all the stonework in and everything, this is pretty nice stonework, I must say. Just the material, I'm just talking material cost, no labor cost. It's probably another, 3,000 bucks. So this court in total with the stonework is probably, give it 4,000 to 6,000 bucks just for the materials. So, and if you add labor in there, you got at least double that. Okay, this is it for the bocce ball court.